Hello and welcome to Beyond the Plate with Carol, where we will explore food and a little beyond. So come along with me on this journey and see what we uncover. So today we're doing something a little different. I have done it one other time, one or two other times. One of them maybe not as official, but honestly, I love these kinds of episodes. I just think it's I love kind of being out and being actually in the restaurant. It's kind of fun, and today we're at Cask and Vine right here in Derry.
Yes.
Which if you've, never been, put it on your list. I'm anxious to try it again. I came when they were very first opened. But let me begin by saying I'm here with Phil Meyer.
How you doing, everybody?
Yeah, he is head of New Hampshire Eats, which is pretty huge.
It sure is, yeah. We just hit 200,000 members on Facebook. We have, I think we hit the 6 million views point per month last year.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was quite a lot. And because of New Hampshire Eats, I've actually created several other groups that are very relevant to that. So we're talking New England Eats. I've actually now have a foodie that wanted to join up with me, and we created Rhode Island Eats. We have Maine Eats as well as Vermont Eats. So if you see Eats and it's someplace in New England on Facebook.
So you have something to do with that?
Usually, yes. Usually. I'm also a moderator of Merrimack Valley Eats, which is also huge. So, and it's where we kind of partner together a little bit on how to actually moderate these giant groups, because, people like Joe Schiavone, who is the leader of that, as well as Lauren Smith, they both are very, they both started for the same reason why Heather Robinson was the person who started New Hampshire Eats. She started it for the same reason back in about 2017, 2018. They're all, giant foodies. They saw Facebook groups becoming a big deal, and they were like, why not start one? So they all did, for different reasons. And, what's interesting about New Hampshire Eats in particular was, it was COVID times for me. It was when the COVID lockdowns happened, I was like going, okay, so now I can't actually go out to eat, so what am I going to do? So I'm going to go talk about the places that I like Cask and Vine, actually. And, I started looking online at the groups and started looking at what everybody was saying. And and the biggest point was everybody thought this was so terrible, or this was so great. And, there was a lot of back and forth about opinions, about food, about service, things like that. And what I learned was a lot of people thought New Hampshire food was not good. Like the people were just constantly, berating New Hampshire food all the time. And I'm like, I don't believe that. So I'm going to do something about it. So I started talking on what was Southern New Hampshire Eats at the time from Heather. And
that, I think when you took it over, or when you became part of it, there was about 4,000 members.
There was about 4,000 members, yes. And basically, I set out to prove people wrong that New Hampshire actually has great food, which you and I both know that's the truth.
Exactly.
And it's one of those things where we started out as Southern New Hampshire Eats. When I took over, a lot of that actually happened to be right here at Cask and Vine. I was actually here that night. When Heather came to me. I was not even a moderator or an admin at all at the time. And Heather came to me and was like going, I'm moving to Maine, I'm having a child, and I have literally no time to do this anymore. Can you please take it over?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's really what happened. That's how it started. And it was right here at Cask and Vine. I was sitting literally right behind me. Yeah.
So, basically my first question to you is, why did you choose this place? And this is probably your answer,
It's one of them, yes. It's also why I did what I did in the first place came from the fact that I love helping businesses. I love, especially the smaller businesses, like highlighting, the great ones. I consider this one of the great ones personally. And one of the one of the points with that is this started in 2012, and it was before that, and Alana Day, who's now Alana Day, she was Alana Wentworth. They've married since. Her and Andy Day basically joined together to create this, which is now Cask and Vine, but it's also a winery, it's also a distillery, it's also a brewery at the same time. So literally right next door to here is all three of the other things. And they actually do all the brewing, distilling, making right behind you. That's actually where it all happens.
And that wasn't at the very beginning.
No,
like
it was
that.
not.
Right,
it was
exactly.
just Cask and Vine.
Didn't he have something to do with MHP? Michael Hopley Pierce?
I'm sorry. Yes. Yes,
right.
he did.
That's
He did.
how I met Andy.
Yeah. So.
Hi.
Hello. How's it going, Zoe?
Good, how are you?
Good. Good.
Can I start you guys with some drinks?
Little thirsty. Yeah. I know exactly what I want, and I have a story behind that too. It's the old fashioned. So that's my obvious one. So, how about you, Carol?
I am gonna have I'm gonna have a Chardonnay, please. A nice buttery one, maybe. Yeah. I like a
Yeah. So the old fashioned
So why did
is
you
actually
choose it?
relevant because they distill using what's known as Vignata, which is the famous beer from Kelsen. They actually distill down a liqueur that when you put it in an old fashioned, it tastes amazing, and that's
Oh,
where the old fashioned
interesting.
comes from.
Okay.
So it's not it's a take on the old fashioned. It's not exactly the same, and I love it.
So it's kind of, is it Andy's take on?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. And Andy is the main person for pretty much all of this. He's the reason, and I guess the ownership, it comes with the blame, right, too? Yeah. That's what he'll always joke about. But yeah, he's been the Renaissance person behind almost all of this. So a lot of it's his idea. So old fashioned and a Chardonnay.
All right, well, I'll put
Thank
that
you.
for guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, does Andy still find himself here?
He's actually next door right now. I don't know if he'll pop in or not, but
Okay.
yeah, they were
Next door, like at the brewery?
at the brewery. Yeah,
I know my
Actually,
husband's next door in the bar.
Yeah, he's probably talking to Andy right now.
He probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, between him and Alana, they were the genesis of most of this. So, so Alana actually owned the drinkery underneath the Tupelo Music Hall. I don't know if you remember that place.
I do.
Before the Tupelo Music Hall moved, she was in the drinkery below it. And that's where I met her. I actually met her before Andy met her back in 2009, I think it was. And yeah, I was constantly like, okay, this is where I can get the best beer in all of New Hampshire. I'm just going to go here to get all my things. That's where the relationship really started. So when they started this, a friend of mine, his name is Rick Lawson, him and his wife, Marianne, they invested in this place at the very beginning, and they told me, you got to try this place. And that's where, in 2012, that's 2012 or 2013, that's when I first came here. So
Okay. All right.
yeah, so it was a long relationship with that, helping them with like, hey, maybe twist this a little bit, maybe add this a little bit. One of my favorite sandwiches from them was called Duck, 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 Goose a long time ago. It was really funny because it's duck three-way sandwich with like a little bit of goose fat added. And it was really a really awesome sandwich. But I'm going to order the new version of that, which is now called the duck three-way sandwich.
Okay.
Or it's a take on the name is a take on the North Shore three-way. So
Okay. I will.
let's see
Thank
if you like that.
I'm gonna kind of. Isn't this what we're supposed to do? I think.
No worries.
Ooh. That's very good. It's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Zoe.
So, I mean, cybersecurity career,
Yeah. Yes.
Department of Defense level work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how did you end up, leading a food group with over 200,000 members? I mean, you kind of led into that a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I started off before I even joined the Air Force. I joined the Air Force in 1996. I'm still in, so it's my 30th year of being in the Air National Guard. So, I love it. I mean, you can't be in 30 years without loving it.
Right.
You have to. I love the fact that I'm serving my country. I love the fact that I'm helping where I can, when I can. And I'm actually in that sort of role now from the cybersecurity side. So I've been in cybersecurity I was just reflecting on this yesterday, for 20 years. So basically I'm one of the ancient salts within cybersecurity now. And what I learned through the Air Force was, I come from Iowa, and I come from a farm in Iowa. It's actually why you'll see me post as Farm Boy Foodie, actually. It's because it's an homage to my Farm Boy roots.
I don't even know that.
Yeah. So
I'm just finding this out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm also Farm Boy Foodie.
A lot of you, like even Brent, I
Bikes and Bites, right? Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So he did the same thing I did, which is, I kind of wanted something to document where I've been, because sometimes I won't remember everything anymore. I'm getting old,
yeah.
right?
Oh, believe me.
I won't remember everything.
I know.
Won't remember everything anymore. And also, it's also to say, like, oh, wait a minute. I remember this food from X, Y, and Z, and then I go back and I find the post of where I was, and then I'm able to do a post of comparison in between the two places.
Yeah.
And I love that type of stuff. I'm basically analytical, kind of a back shop person most of the time. Even though I've done leadership, I've done a lot of that work. I really am best in the back shop. I'm also a little bit of a introvert. I mean, you don't actually see my face out very much. Sometimes you'll see me, like, for example, when I'm helping out somebody like my friend Al Fulcino at Fulcino Vineyards, put on his Hollis Italian Grape Festival. I kind of sometimes I'll promote that, but every so often, you'll see me, but I'm not usually somebody who's in front of the camera.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, beyond the plate.
There you go.
Sounds familiar, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. So the no negativity rule, complaints come down, no exceptions. Why was that the hill to die on for you? I mean,
no negativity? It wasn't no negativity. There's no bullying. That's the big difference, okay? Mm-hmm. So
it gets
this kind of goes
crazy
back to
sometimes.
It gets crazy sometimes. Very crazy. To the point where, so New Hampshire Eats, and before that, I've been a moderator and a person who's done work with the old bulletin board systems back in the late 90s. I used to be a moderator and an admin and creator of those groups. I used to talk about things like Star Wars and movies, and we started talking about food back then, and we started doing podcasts back then too. And one of the things that I learned very quickly was it's a lot of work to do a lot of that stuff. So I was kind of shy about even taking over, groups like that. But the main reason was because of the bullying. It was, cyberbullying was a major issue back in the 90s. So I learned a lot about what it was, how it's dealt with. And what I also tried to make sure of was, I want to make sure that all the people who did who did all the work was very clear about, here's the guidance on this is no, you do not bully other people. You do not bully businesses. That's another issue too. You do not bully other people regardless of who they are, because you want the actual opinion to come out. That's the part that we really appreciate. So right. I'm good with the fact that you give me a negative review. What I'm not good with is people dogpiling on the content.
That's what it is. It's just it becomes so crazy.
Yes.
You're right. They pile onto each other, and
no place is immune, to include Cask and Vine, to include the Red Arrow Diamond.
I've been on the end of it. I know.
Yeah, we know.
I see the name, and I'm like,
And all it takes is one.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's interesting about it.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, I'm so happy.
I'm actually extremely excited about this. I'm trying to hold back my excitement, to be honest, because I am a follower of your podcast.
Thank you.
there was a statement that was made by the New Hampshire Donut Company that says Phil is watching, and yes, I'm calling you guys out. And
I love that.
And I actually walked in there and I was like, can you get a picture of me with the sign pointing it? Because it was amazing.
That was awesome. I loved that.
I loved it.
That was the first time that I knew who you were.
Yeah.
Now I could actually put a face to the name.
That's right. And I specifically enjoy that type of thing. I want to make sure to highlight great places. And New Hampshire Donut Company, most people have said that they're pretty amazing donuts. And I had their crawlers and I'm like going, okay, this is literally tied with my favorite crawlers in the state right now. So
I love that you like the small businesses because those are the ones, that need it a lot of the time, I mean, local, small, usually it's mom and pop running them and, they need that. When I interviewed, did you see my interview when I interviewed, what did you eat today, sir, Michael?
I saw parts of it. I wasn't able to see all of it.
He loves the small mom and pop places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the influencers, I should point this out too. We actually have a lot of influencers on our page. We have a lot of influencers. So Michael's one of them. He actually has posted about, I think, the Puritan the first time on there. And I think, what was the other one? Well, Dante used to be an influencer. Actually, before he started doing all the food stuff.
Really?
Yeah. He has his own media company.
Yeah.
He was an influencer. But then you have, I'm trying to remember, Joey Calcavecchia is the name I was thinking of, the Romy foodie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Joey, of course.
So the reason why we blew up the way we did was because we welcomed influencers in. And we said, look, we're great we love the fact that you want to get clicks. We're good about promoting, a restaurant or something like that. Kai Cooley's another one. And I can tell you that a lot of the actual staff of the group, the moderators, a lot of them wanted to be influencers. And they've learned and a lot of them I know a couple of them have stated to me personally that they get more out of the fact that they're moderators of the group now, instead of trying to do all that work with influence and trying to get clicks and things like that. So
being a moderator, though, talk to me about that. Like,
it's
I
tough.
don't know. Yeah,
It's
I
tough.
watch what you guys do. Michaela, I mean, she's pretty active.
Yeah, Michaela is special. I will say that for a fact.
She's another one I want to have lunch with.
Yeah, and she's also, we have a lot going on between the two of us that we've been doing a lot of work together actually very, very recently, and she's actually one of the ones that I'm like going, wow. So she cooks her own. She's a chef. She cooks her own things. She actually does recipes for other people, and on top of that, she's actually an influencer on Instagram. She had a few thousand followers before I said, hey, you want to become a moderator? She's one of the people who gets a lot out of being a part of the group. Michaela's one of them, and of course her friend Michael's one of them too. Mike Welshans, shout out to you, buddy. I know he's been awesome when it comes to a lot of the stuff on the Seacoast. He's basically our main person that we talk to about Seacoast restaurants.
Michael Welshans.
It's Michael
Right,
Welshans,
yeah.
yes, yeah. Bikes and Bites. He's Brent's another one that was just like that. We have Becky, and I don't want to butcher your last name, Becky. Sorry, but we have Becky who is Impish Eats actually. And
How many do you have?
We have 15. Wow. Total between both the admins and the moderators, and we do that on purpose because everybody has lives. Trust me.
Right.
Everybody has lives.
I mean, you don't have schedules. Is it just you kind of
it's
whenever
whenever people have time,
Right.
Whenever people have time to do
works.
it. We had Anne, for example, who this may sound sad, but this was actually a really poignant note for me to kind of tell me that we were doing something really meaningful, which was she was a moderator for 3 years while she was going through the process of cancer. So, and she, up until the day before she passed, she was moderating on the group the whole time. And you never heard her name before, Anne Doylette. she's fantastic. She was awesome. And, you know, we still to this day have a pinned post up on the top of the page, you know, wishing her and her family well, because she's one of the people in the background. The person who's doing that today is Joyce Orcutt. You may not have heard that name before, but she's one of the people who was just in the background. She's retired, you know, from the passport service out of Concord, you know, and you know, she just loves to help out. And that's really, I think, it's that notion of service that really comes into mind when it comes to becoming a moderator and doing all that work. It's the positive side of it all. There's a lot.
And how do you know, there must be like you know, to keep that positivity and not the negativity. So how do you guys, I mean, I know you just had like this big, you kind of like went down on everybody, kind of like.
Yeah, we did.
Said, this is it, we're not going to put up with this.
Yeah, it's the.
How often do you usually have to do that?
What we usually do is whenever we hit a milestone, the admins and the moderators kind of meet and talk through it all.
Okay.
And, you know, sometimes we'll get really great feedback, which in this case, it actually came from Heather, the creator of the group, who has been kind of more of an outside role, kind of outside looking in. And we really appreciate all the feedback. Hers at this time was, did you know that people are legitimately telling me that they're going to leave the group because the amount of times that they keep on getting bashed and talked about, you know, negatively, and people would literally go into their messengers and start harassing them, straight up harassing them, you know. So there's been a lot of issues online that people don't know about, and I wanted to specifically bring up one. Because and I'm not going to name names because this is. Is
it specific people that you guys know? I mean, without saying names, of course.
It is.
I mean, you must know those.
The people who are affected, yes. The people who did the effect, not always. And you know, the anonymous people online just doing bullying. It's kind of, that's really why we don't really like anonymous posts or nicknames anymore, is because people just think that behind the keyboard they have all this power. And I've been there. I did that back when I first joined the internet back in 1998, and you know, started getting online and chatting with people. The first thing I wanted to do was start talking smack. You know, I wanted to talk crap to people, just because they were also, you know, they were so much cooler online. If you ever heard that country song. But yeah, it's a funny country song, but yeah, it's a good song. But what was that?
No, my husband was peeking over. I think he wanted to make sure I was here.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah. And the crazy part about that was, you know, I dealt with that as a moderator of the bulletin boards, and I learned very quickly that you have to, if you're at a certain size, which 200,000 people ended up being the size that we decided to make the cut, we decided to say, look, we got to stop this. We can't do this anymore.
Right.
We can't let people just, you know, go belligerent about a restaurant, go belligerent about another person. Interestingly enough, we also learned that very recently, the laugh emojis, and you know, people were using emojis to actually bully other people. It sounds strange, but in high schools, I have plenty of mothers and grandmothers on my team, and grandfathers and fathers, right? And all of them are saying, you know, this happens all the time at school. And yeah, no, it's a high schooler thing. So why are adults acting like high schoolers? I don't know, but that's the way it has been. It's been crazy, but true. So that said, we still get 6 million views. We still get legitimately every influencer known. I mean, Wicked Bites posts, I don't know if I should point this out because some people don't go back to old media, right? Nessun has the Wicked Bites TV show.
Right.
And the Wicked Bites people all know me because I've been a caller into that show. Scott Whitley himself, I've met him multiple times, as well as some of his team, like Steve D'Amato and Bianca Reyes. You know, I met them all at some point, and you know, they're all amazing people. and they're kind of trying to do the same thing because they have a radio show.
Right.
They have their own, multimedia coverage, and then they're also doing the Nessun shows. And they are constantly looking for places to go. And one of the points, a few points, they've referenced New Hampshire Eats multiple times. They reference Merrimack Valley Eats too, by the way, for a lot of different places. So there's a lot of cross utilization that happens online. So I'll give you an example of that would be Fresh AF Bake Shop in Taryn, Merrill, which,
Dante's
by the way,
cool.
Taryn, you are the reason why we have rule number 2, be nice or be gone, because you use that.
Love it.
Yeah, and we love it. We loved it, and we were like, no, that makes total sense. That makes it the most simple possible. So you either be nice or you're gone. End of story. And one of the things about Taryn was, we started posting about Taryn. We started bringing up Taryn. She started selling her coffee buckets, and she hit on TikTok. And it ends up that she started bringing it over to New Hampshire Eats. And one of the things I can tell you is influencers can actually go from, they usually are great, like Michael, what did you eat today, sir? And Roaming Foodie and Kai Cooley, by the way, shout out to you. You're amazing, by the way. The thing about a lot of influencers is that they have that spike of ability to be able to spike your sales. What we're here for is length of time. Like, we want to make sure that people are constantly doing that over time, and bringing up great places all the time, because that ends up being a better sales and marketing capability than having just 1 visit or 2 visits or 3. So happens a lot. Speaking of which, Zoe's back.
Can I switch you guys with some apps?
What would you like?
I'm going to let you order a couple of things.
Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. So I know you
I'm
don't
not
like
fussy.
You're
I'm
not
really
a meat person, though.
Oh, I like meat.
Okay.
I do. I mean,
You like pigs in a blanket?
sure.
How about pigs in a blanket and the? I'm going to go with the. I think the Brussels sprouts. Do you still have the Brussels sprouts? You notice how she's nodding? Yeah, because a lot of places do Brussels sprouts now, but this is one of the first places I remember doing it. And they've had it for a very long time.
They're very good.
They're extremely good. So I think those are going to be
Perfect.
awesome apps.
Love it.
All right. I'll put those in.
Thanks, Zoe.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So, yeah, it's interesting. Just kind of an aside. This is one of the places that still does the QR code menus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you may not have noticed. We
I didn't get a menu. I was going to say, is there a menu? But that's okay.
So this is one of the QR code
Okay.
places. So, but if you ask, they do have a menu up at the bar. So.
How do you like that? Do you like QR code menus, or what's your opinion?
I find
Just
it
curious.
to be 6 of one, half a dozen of another. During COVID times, it was awesome because I didn't have contact with anything that had a disease on it, right? I thought that was great. But now that we're kind of, we worked through those issues with COVID.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I kind of want that back a little bit. And not for nothing, Andy, but this is feedback to you. Just saying. And he knows, by the way, this is nothing I haven't already told him. So I'm not like surprising him with that. But it's just one of those things where, I constantly, we have a bit of a relationship with like understanding what all that stuff is. I would also recommend, by the way, I didn't actually look at the specials that are on the board, but when it comes to the mains, I would definitely take a look at the specials.
Yeah, all right.
Because Andy's awesome at that part. He's very imaginative. I will say, I'm kind of going back to Dante a little bit.
Yeah.
Thomas Lamano. Yes, I know you're getting called out on this too.
I love how you're looking at the camera
yeah.
when you're doing that.
But I love it. But Thomas Lamano used to work here
Okay.
before he works for Dante now. So, and he used to like help out with like the menu and do the specials and stuff like that for a little while.
I didn't realize Dante was like involved in all that.
Yeah. No,
That is really
Dante's
cool.
involved.
That's something new I found out.
it's amazing how many people are connected together
Yeah.
in the food community. You hear about it a lot. And, you know, I mean, the obvious connection is also Lisa DeSisto, right? And, you know, I love Lisa. She's great. Her whole family's
First time
awesome.
I met her was her on my podcast.
Yeah.
What a hoot.
Yeah, she's amazing, right?
She is something else.
She definitely,
Wow.
I admire her passion. And my wife is from Southie. So when it comes to Spuckies, we appreciate Spuckies, trust me.
Yeah,
And
it's so cool.
Yeah,
So
and her her meatball Spucky and her Italian Spucky are like top rate.
Her meatballs are like
Yeah.
crazy, absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know, I'm just going to take this moment so he can sip his old fashioned. Where you're tuning into Beyond the Plate with Carol, and I'm here with Phil Meyer. He is the head of New Hampshire Eats. And yes, we're not in my usual studio at the Beacon. We're here at the Cask and Vine, right on Derry, right on Main Street in Derry, and
Broadway, actually.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Broadway. Gosh, I'm sorry.
I don't know why
Broadway.
they don't call it Main Street, but it is basically Main Street.
Right, but sorry, I'm Broadway. And here we are, just talking about. I mean, my favorite subject, of course, is food and people and and I've been dying to find out like the ins and the outs of New Hampshire Eats and stuff. Now, when you said that you got to the point where you needed to like get everyone together and we need to stop this bullying stuff. Like, do you all get together in a meeting? Is it Zoom? Is it? What is it? I'm just curious.
So it's
Because this is a big thing you guys have. I mean, this is huge.
Brent mentioned it in his when he interviewed with you, which is we have a rolling chat that goes 24/7, 365, and I'm not really joking when I say that because some of us literally get up at like 2 a.m. to, for example, drive a truck to Boston. That would be Jason Hopkins, and Jason Hopkins, shout out to you, buddy. And so he's like super early in the morning, and he takes care of a lot of things overnight. And then you have people who are mostly super late in the day. So like there may be a couple of hours where we're not online between all 15 of us. So it literally is 24/7, 365. And what we do is we just simply chat it out. Like, look,
So
we
you're
have
all
this
in a
big
chat.
issue. Yeah, we have this big issue. We solve them together, mostly. I have a ton of experience, so I've been essentially training the others to kind of say, this is how you do it. This is how it works. This is how people work. Wanted to give another shout out because we actually have a psychology. She has a master's degree in psychology. That's what it is. On the team, and she's a chef too. Her name is Julie Haslam. And she is amazing for like saying, okay, this person is acting like has this pathy, and you kind of need to think through
That must
this.
help.
It helps a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and this is just volunteers.
Bonus.
Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
Yeah.
This is volunteers. And she's out of Claremont, by the way, along with Kelly, who has been extremely helpful as well with a lot of the odd hour sort of situations. We actually have a nurse. I can't remember exactly what she actually is. She teaches nurses. It's actually she's not a professor, but she actually does the teaching for long-term care nursing.
Okay.
And so she has a bit of an odd hours because her teaching class is always after work. So during the morning, Carrie Ann actually is on the team. So literally, you can see it's the entire clock.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's huge.
it's a big deal. It's
It
a big
is.
deal. Having a big
is.
team matters a lot. Having a lot of different perspectives matters a lot.
I mean, just, from a customer, I guess, viewpoint, I go on there, I, just check out what's new, and you don't realize how much goes on behind the scenes.
Right. That's the thing that
Yeah.
most people don't understand.
And like you said, it's all volunteer.
It's all volunteer. Merrimack Valley Eats is too, and they're almost as big as we are. And it's kind of I kind of cock my head to the side and go like, there's only 6 of us here on this group. How in the world are you keeping up with all the things? And I find out it's essentially the same thing, where you have one who's a school teacher, another one's he owns a media company, another one is dad, who's got other businesses and stuff like that. And what they do is they just on their breaks they jump on and they take care of things and then they jump off, and it's very. You kind of use that whole I'm tied to my phone thing to kind of help with saying, well, I'm actually doing something that's valuable by helping out these groups.
So how does one become a moderator if they choose to? Like,
usually
do you
they're not
take
chosen.
applications?
Usually they're chosen. They're not actually, just volunteered. And the reason why is because we look for people who are, or at least I do, I look for people who have this quiet leadership style. And that's what I look for. So being flamboyant, being out there is not the thing for me. Doesn't really work because you need people who are more grounded and you're able to make really tough decisions and then kind of being able to let it go. And kind of being still handle that ability to be professional, if you will.
Of course.
Because we've had cases where moderators would act like that and then flame out literally within a week because they just, they're like, oh, I'm a moderator on this giant group now, and now you have to listen to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
you
got to be careful.
Yeah, it's hard to do because it's online and you don't know the people, not really. So it's kind of nice to see the people who are more out there and they say who they are and they have this humility to them.
Right.
I look for humility, honestly.
Right.
It's like my first thing that I look for. Mm-hmm. The very first person that I look, the first 2 people, I should say, that I look to as admins of the group. One of them, his name is Mike Doherty. He actually moved on because we got too big and he had too much. He was a dad and he was doing all this other stuff. He was like, I don't have time for this. But the other one is Jason Hopkins, and he's been there since I think it was 2 months after I started the group.
What does he run?
What's that?
What does he own?
He doesn't own. He's actually a truck driver for New England Sheet Metal.
Okay.
Out of Goffstown.
Okay, no,
So he's gonna be the one who's gonna tell you about Goffstown House of Pizza like every single time because he goes there all the time. It's literally down the street from him. But he's also, as a truck driver, he gets to be able to check out all the different diners at like 0 Dark 30. And oh, by the way, he's a huge fan of Red Arrow Diner. He loves Red Arrow. I should point that out too, because he thinks it's a solid spot. And I love the pies, by the way.
Thank you.
I do love the pies.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan. So
let's talk about how Nourish New England came about. How did that start?
Nourish New England came in a conversation with Jason and myself. It ends up that Jason was like, how are we going to get some swag that says New Hampshire Eats or something like that? I'm like going, well, we need some kind of legal entity to be able to do that. That conversation happened in 2022. It was a long time ago, actually, when you think about it. But what really made it coalesce was you need 5 people to be able to start a nonprofit, first of all. And to be able to get the 5 people who really want to start a nonprofit, you kind of have to have something that's really going to make everybody come together and want to push forward toward a direction. And what we came up with was, first of all, we're a food group. So we have, we hear about all these food insecurity issues constantly on New Hampshire Eats, constantly. And one of the points that came from that was, I was also, at the time, helping out at the Hollis Italian Grape Festival with Wicked Bites. By the way, they do a meatball contest there every year, like they do at the North End. So that's, by the way, Lisa, that's how I met Lisa. actually. It's because she did the meatball contest. Now, she did win, but she was my second favorite of them all.
Yeah.
But, you know, and so I was doing that. And then I also helped out with the Amherst German Christmas market at the same time, in the same year, which was 2022 and 2023. And when we were going through that process of learning how to do, okay, this is how you actually put on Christmas market, this is how you do an event inside of New Hampshire, we were like, well, we want to do more events than just this. We want to be able to do like stuff that's outside of this because it has its own nonprofit. It's a great event. It's a great event. It really is. It's very focused on Amherst itself. And for me, I mean, I'm already part of New Hampshire Reads. I have the whole big state. Plus, you know, I'm also working. So in the Air National Guard, I actually work out of Rhode Island Air National Guard. So I know people in Rhode Island. Heather, it lives in Maine. So we still had Maine people. Julie, who I mentioned earlier, she works in Vermont. And it's one of those things, and there's a bunch of people on Merrimack Valley Eats on
thus
there in
New
Massachusetts.
England, Nourish New England.
Yeah, so that's where it kind of coalesced as an idea. And the biggest point of that was, okay, so how do we sustain funding throughout the next few years?
Right.
And how do we help the most people? That was really the biggest point, was how do we help the most people? And it ends up that we had this idea of like, well, we're already doing Christmas markets. Why don't we do an even bigger one? And as it turns out, it just also coincided with us going to New Hampshire Poutine Fest. And I wanted to give a shout out to Tim and the team over there at Poutine Fest because we're partners with them now. We actually help them do the judging now. This has been a couple of years in the making. I've been a poutine judge. Carrie Ann is an absolute poutine fanatic, and she's going probably to at least 3 of them. They are now in Boston, which is kind of amazing. And tickets are going on sale, I think, next month for the New Hampshire one. And one of the points that comes from that is we were at Anheuser-Busch, and we saw the location, and we saw, wow, they have a beer garden. They have a stables. It all looks very Germanic. I used to live in Germany. I was stationed in Germany in the Air Force. So I went to a lot of the Christmas markets. So I have a pretty well versed.
It was ideal.
So it felt perfect. It felt perfect, at least for the first time out, to be able to go and do a Christmas market. That's what that's where the New Hampshire World Christmas Market came from. We put the world in there on purpose because we wanted to make sure everybody understood that this was a little bit different than just a German market. I'm not belittling anything about that because a German focused market's actually pretty awesome. I love them. And if Amherst comes back and I'm able to go to the Amherst one, I'm going to the Amherst one because I love them. I absolutely love them. And one of the points to make with the New Hampshire World Christmas Market is that we did it in Anheuser-Busch. We did it with a very, I would say, first time out, first time nonprofit, and we made a gross of over $100,000.
Wow.
With about a ton of donations that were directly to both Nashua and Merrimack locations, like 3 different nonprofits got all of the physical items, and they were all used to support the needy over the winter, which was really a huge win for us. That was massive as far as we were concerned. The number one place that we helped out was, again, small. Oh, there they are. And there's Andy.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I think that was you. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I met you years ago.
It was. I remember you though. I remember you, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Nice
coming
to
in
see
today.
you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna grab you. Oh, Joni's already got your plates.
Then there's Joni.
And
Here you are.
Thank
the
you.
famous Joni. And those two have been here since the very beginning. So Joni, I will say this, Joni is possibly one of the as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best service people I've ever met.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
That's
and you know your
I kind of know.
hospitality.
I do. I actually used to be a server.
Did
for a
you
little
really?
while. For a little while. I did that to gain enough money so that I could join the military. Yeah?
I think that looks amazing.
Yeah, right? It's crazy. It's crazy how good those look. So, are you okay? Thank you. I do enjoy this. So they, if you'll notice, they add a little bit of walnut and a little bit of pear with the goat cheese on it. So
that looks like next level.
That is everything here. Everything you order here is kind of that next level. So, and it's local too. That's the beautiful part. In most cases, everything you get is local. So that's a big part of the reason why I love this place. So,
Oh, wow. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, you're seeing Phil and I eating. We're having the Brussels sprouts at Cask and Vine on Broadway, right in Derry. This is amazing. I'm not just saying that either.
Every single thing that comes out of that kitchen is, by the way, made by Andy directly. It's him. He makes it. He's the chef in the back of the kitchen. So.
And that's why it works.
So.
It's hard sometimes, you know?
Yes.
I mean, I have 4 locations. It's difficult, you know, to duplicate. And, you know, we have a pretty big menu, and it's, you know, my dad the other day was leaving the corporate office, and he's like, I got to go to Londonderry. They're not making the coleslaw right. There's something, they're not following the recipe, you know? I mean, it's a constant, you know, oh, this is really good.
So Andy comes from Philadelphia, but that's, I won't hold that against him, but I will say that when the gastropub vibe hit back in the early 2010s, that's really what caused Cask and Vine to become what it is. Because it was originally like that gastropub idea.
I remember when I first came.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the food was amazing. It's and I'm not
never
sure
changed.
why we came a few times, and then, I don't know, you know, you start going to other places. I don't know what happened. This is really, really good.
Derry is one of the food meccas, I'd say, of New Hampshire.
Wow.
I would say that without even a question.
Okay, so where else?
Right across the street, Destination India is legitimately considered one of the best Indian restaurants in all of New Hampshire, period. A lot of people love that place. And they opened up a second location. That's how popular they are. They opened a second location up in Hampton. And the day they opened, Mike Welshons went there because I'm like, oh, you got to try this place. And he was like, okay, this is really good. So.
Is it the same name, Destination India?
Okay. Yeah, it's their second location. And, you know, that's one. I mean, Dante took over Clam Haven, obviously. Lisa's here, right? With rigatoni's, that's obvious. Then you have Foundation Kitchen and Bar, which is right down the street. You have Sabatino's right here, like right, literally next door. Those are all great places. You have Amphora, which, you know, Brent mentioned Amphora too.
Amphora, I love Amphora.
Yeah. And he mentioned the fig wings, and I was like kind of laughing. I'm like, yeah, well, that's exactly what I would get there every time. I would say that they're, everybody, all of those people know each other, by the way. And so Andy has done a pairing dinner with Amphora, and sometimes when they need extra people, you'll see Alana pulling beers over there. Like,
so cool. I love that.
Yeah. Well, by the way, one of my favorite sushi places is Sumo Sushi, which is right next to Amphora, right there.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all really, really good spots. And I'm probably not naming 5 more. Buxton's Pizza is awesome.
I hear a lot
Ricochet
about
is
Buxton.
great.
Ricochet, we've been.
I do like that place.
It's one of Bobby Marcotte's good favorite places.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm not surprised at all. By the way, Bobby and I have conversations sometimes too. Like sometimes he doesn't ever actually ask me where to go, because I kind of think he uses the group sometimes, and sometimes he'll use like people going to like Bend up at 603 barbecue or something like that. You know, somebody who's got a really cool vibe going with a huge line, you know, he'll go to those places, which is great. By the way, Bobby is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I've only been to any of Bobby's restaurants. And the reason why is because he's so popular.
It's true.
So I don't really, I'm like going, well, do I really need to give him any more help? I mean, for me, it's more of I want to try something very different. I'm a big fan of different. So
his food's pretty different, though.
It is.
He's got a lot of funky.
He does.
You know, and go more during the day. Just don't go on Monday and Tuesday because they're pretty busy with that lobster roll.
Everybody knows that. Yeah, everybody knows that. So, but yeah, I've always learned that the trick is to go mid-afternoon and go to the and then go to the bar, which is exactly what Brent said. I was laughing while he was saying it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I do.
I love
Brent's
him.
great.
He's awesome.
Great. They're all great, actually.
Yeah.
Every single
one. I mean,
one
he's
of
out with his motorcycle in 30-degree weather. I'm like, what is he doing?
When you wear leather chaps.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I've known plenty of motorcyclists who will, they'll motorcycle in the rain because it's just, you're kind of protected by all that gear,
right.
You know? So it's when it's hot that they usually don't like to motorcycle.
That's true. That is true.
So, yeah.
So let's, so with Nourish New England, I mean, you've raised real money.
We did, yeah.
You know, what does that feel like, making such an impact like that?
Because of the amount of work that we did for those 4 days with a skeleton crew, like a literal skeleton crew, a massive amount of thanks goes to a lot of people when it comes to that. We even had a couple of the vendors help us out because it snowed the night before we got there. Stuff like that. That it was just little things that a lot of people jumped and helped out with. Snow blowing, snow throwing, doing a lot of the, making sure all the electrical was good, all that stuff. All of those people, and it was in 20-something degree weather both days.
Right.
It hit the teens the night in between, and I know that because I was the last one to leave and the first one to show up both days. And it was a ton of work. So I also want to give a shout out to all of that team because you did something amazing. Again, we raised over $100,000, and a lot of it went to a lot of great people. The feeling was just kind of more for me was like relief. Because I actually have a background in nonprofits. I was 7 years old serving ice cream to people in Iowa when I was a little kid. That's kind of how I got versed in nonprofits. I was in that nonprofit for at least.
Kudos to your parents. That's great.
Yeah, it was known as a farm. It's called the Northeast Iowa Farm and Antique Association Show Days. Yes, it's very long, but it was, people know it as Plum and Barn. And it's out legitimately in the middle of nowhere. It literally is in the middle of nowhere. And 25,000 people show up every year to this event. Wow. So getting people out there to actually enjoy the event, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes with that. I was versed in a lot of that, like going, okay, how do I get people into these places? How do I build the place up so that it actually makes sense? How do I actually make, get people engaged and involved to help? That sort of thing was something I learned as a kid. So I took all of that and I used it to create the event that I did. The vision wasn't just mine. I put a lot of props on Michaela, who happens to be my COO and CFO of Nourish New England, and she was amazing at that. So,
how's everything?
Oh, it's awesome.
Amazing. Tell Andy that is like to die for.
I will.
The breasts
are great.
And you haven't even had the pigs in the blanket
I know,
yet.
and I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do you guys need anything from me?
I don't
think right now.
I don't think right now. I think we're just chatting. I know I'm going to get an entree, and I know exactly what I'm going to get, but I'm going to I'm going to find out what she wants and if she wants anything. So.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it will.
The impact of the people that received.
Oh yeah, it was massive. It was absolutely massive. There was a lot of. I'll give you the main story that we have, which comes from actually Feed the Kids out of Nashua. We're talking about somebody who you probably should interview. In fact, which it's Kendra Smith, and she is out of Soul Sisters. She actually is the owner of Soul Sisters out of Nashua, in the next to the library building in downtown Nashua. And, you know, she has a very unique background that I think would be perfect for your podcast. And she created this, she created a nonprofit that's actually related to what she used to do as a, I guess the term lunch lady. She was a lunch lady for one of the Nashua public schools.
Okay.
Yeah, and she saw all these kids going hungry, and she couldn't help them. So what she did was she created a nonprofit that says Feed the Kids, which is, you know, during the summertime, she goes out with her food truck, because Soul Sisters has a food truck. She's a caterer, and she has the business. And she goes out with her food truck.
And what is her food?
Soul food. Like literally southern, like Alabama southern food.
Okay.
She has some of the very best fried chicken in the state,
Yes.
by the way. It's insane. And Carrie Ann will love this, but the collard greens that she makes are insane. If you like these, you're going to love those collard greens. Trust me. They're fantastic. They're incredible. I love them. I'm like, okay, after we're done here, I'm going to go there probably next week, you know, because every time I talk about them, I crave them. So, but she's an amazing chef. She went to, another note, she went to the taco tour last year, and I don't even know how I did it, but I tried 21 tacos. Yeah, that was a lot of them. I was in the VIP tour, so I did all their tacos, and then I walked down the road to all the other places that I knew I wanted to try, and I tried a lot of theirs. Hers was my favorite taco.
Wow.
Yeah, and she had this. It was banana pudding, which I love as a dessert, but she had a banana pudding taco, and it was like,
oh my goodness,
to die for. It, like you said about this.
That is. Yeah. So is this pig in a blanket? It's delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, who would ever think? I don't know.
Andy.
It's really, yeah. Exactly.
Andy is an imaginative person when it comes to food. Yep.
Really, really good.
Yeah. Nice and spicy too. That's what I like about it. So, but yeah, it's crazy but true. There's a lot of stories there. So Kendra Smith got actually all of the. We did a food drive and a necessities drive. She got all of the food and the necessities to sort underneath Feed the Kids. They sort, like the Feed the Kids team did all the sorting for us. And she took about half of what was there, and we gave a quarter to both Merrimack food banks. Okay. So we gave a quarter of the food to the Merrimack food banks. We found out we legitimately supported almost their entire winter for both food banks. And then with her, she is so well known in the food insecurity community in Nashua. Her stuff was gone in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So half a ton of food and necessities went in 2 weeks. That's how incredible the need is.
Yeah. It's scary. It really is.
And she had stories. Like there's actually a I can't exactly remember if it's called a parental assistance center is just upstairs from her in the building that she's in. And she puts the necessities, as in mittens and hats, and, you know, people handmade, crocheted mittens and hats and, you know, socks and things like that for delivery to her, basically. People were coming in the 20-degree weather, no socks, no hat, no gloves, no hat. And the kids were the same way, with 4 kids.
Wow.
Going into this parental help center. They came down she had all that stuff out, and it was, and they came in and said, "You literally just saved my life." So that's the type of impact we are looking for.
Yep.
That's why I'm bringing it up, because for us, Anheuser-Busch closed.
Right. So what is going to happen next year?
We have been on a search ever since for the location.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah, we're not looking for a location, we're looking for the location.
right.
And it's been tough because when you have 13,000 people show up and you need over 1,000 parking spots, kind of hard to find that in southern New Hampshire. Sometimes, it's kind of nice to believe that you can pare down the event, but with something that's so popular, it's just going to get bigger. That's
true.
It's just the way it's going to work.
We loved it. We had such a good time. It was great.
Yeah. So what were your favorite things about this? I'm looking for direct feedback now.
Honestly, I love that kind of stuff. I loved just meeting the different vendors and just seeing, because, it kind of seems like they don't have too many events like that anymore, As a matter of fact, we just went to the Made in New Hampshire Expo this last weekend, and I went by the cotton candy guy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just saw you at the Christmas thing at Anheuser-Busch. And just the different foods, and the pickle guy. His pickles were
the pickle guy was
so
extremely
good.
Became really famous quick.
And he was there by himself. I wanted to jump out back and help him. He said his helper never showed up. I felt so bad.
Yeah, it was funny to me because in Germany, when you're there, Germans love pickled food. They love pickled food. So it's pickled and fermented food is like their thing. And it was funny to me because he came to us as a vendor it wasn't last minute. But as soon as I saw there was a pickle vendor, I'm like going, okay, team, you got to let this person in because this is going to be super popular. Like, what do you mean? It's like completely weird for a Christmas market, isn't it? I'm like,
no, he was killing it. He had a line.
Him and the kettle corn person.
Yes.
Canterbury kettle corn. Yeah.
Kettle corn.
So I had my officer in charge, my captain, came from the unit in Rhode Island, came up to the market because he knew I was talking it up with my unit. And he came over and he was like, yeah, I left with a couple of giant bags of kettle corn. I was like,
right.
And then pickles and it was funny.
All kinds of stuff. It was great. And then to be able to go into the restaurant and to be able to order in there.
Yes.
So you could kind of get a little bit warm and then go out and.
Yeah, I was going to miss that. I'm going to miss that beer garden.
Yeah.
That beer garden was amazing. It was very much like the beer gardens in Germany, and they did that on purpose. They spent a lot of money on it too. And I'm going to miss that team there because we couldn't have really done that without the partnership with that marketing team.
So that's going to be a little tough.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, we do have. Don't get me wrong. We have sites in mind.
Okay.
We have a finalist list, and actually all the vendors who were at the Made in New Hampshire Expo that actually were part of the market. They're part of a Facebook group. We keep in touch with them. And we said, here's our finalist list. Here's where we think we can go. And they're all jumping in saying have you contacted this person? I'm going, you have a contact information? And that's been how we've been getting all of our different possibilities. I would also add that Derry is a possibility.
Ooh,
it's one of the finalists. Yeah. It's going to be tough if we do it. But I will say that we could do it. What we're looking for, though,
where?
It would be the middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked to the town of Derry a little bit, and we're kind of iffy about it because 1,000 cars are coming. Where are we going to park? That's been the number one issue across the entirety of New Hampshire.
Right.
So we have to look for some place that's bigger. That's been our big thing. But it's been interesting, and I will say, I'm versed in a lot of the vendors now. For example, Dante was there. Dead Proof was there.
I love that you keep mentioning Dante. He's one of my favorite people. When I interviewed him the first time, I just fell in love with that kid. He is just.
Just wait until you meet Rosa Martinez.
Okay.
From Empanadas Deluxe 603. Okay. She is an absolute. She used to be in moderator actually, but then and she owned Rice and Bean 603.
Oh yeah.
She owned that in Salem before it moved.
Right.
Before it was purchased, because she wanted to go be mom again. Some gentleman purchased.
Was that a brick and mortar?
It was brick and mortar.
Yeah. It was near my store.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and it was one of those things where it was like, oh, you want to go be mom again? And then like a year and a half later, she's like, yeah, no, I want to keep going with the food scene. And I'm like, okay, perfect, works for me. Her and so Alex and her are both, together on not only Empanadas Deluxe 603, but they actually opened up their own kitchen, their own commercial kitchen there in Salem. So they have that going as well. She's absolute like energy all day long. It's kind of amazing. Every time I see her, it's just bright. She brightens my day every single time I see her. So she'd be a great person too to interview. Just
all right, I like that.
Yeah.
So if anybody is listening and they want to get involved with Nourish New England, how would they do that?
So it's nourishne.org. So that's actually the site, and we have
so Nourish New England NE.org. Okay.
Yeah, and it is it's essentially info@nourishne.org. You email us, or since you know me and you go online, you can talk to me and talk to anybody. Pretty much anybody in New Hampshire eats. All of the moderators will know.
Message any of the moderators. There we go.
We can all, all get forwarded to the right people. Jason and Carrie Ann are actually the volunteer organizers, and they'll make sure that you put on a list so you can help out. Like, for example, say you want to do. I
would like to help out this year. I would love to do that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And specifically because there's a lot of needs. They're coming very, very soon. And for example, Poutine Fest, right? And I know you're at Poutine Fest like every single year. Yep. So it's one of those things where it's it's a community.
Yeah, it is.
And people don't really get that from their own personal lives. You have your family, you have all those things, but the biggest reason why I wanted to do New Hampshire Eats was because it's the sense of community that comes out of it that people don't really get. Yeah. Sometimes when they're just doing reviews, like, oh, your food sucks or your food's great. It's not just that. It's also the fact that this server, literally Zoe, worked at a Rare diner.
Right. Like, it's all about. I know. Yeah. And here I am hearing how Dante's so involved, and what? I didn't know that of him. It's just like another piece of the puzzle, Yeah. And
as soon as I found out about Dante and Taryn, I was like, oh my God, this is match made in heaven, because both of those two are amazing.
Yeah, nice people, good people. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I want to ask you, what does New Hampshire mean to you, Phil?
What New Hampshire means to me? First of all, it's home. It's interesting for me because I come from Iowa. My family is all in Iowa, like literally all in Iowa. But by coming here, I've essentially established home.
Right. I mean, you've made this. Everything you do is specifically New Hampshire.
Very specifically New Hampshire. I love mountains. I didn't grow up around mountains at all. Iowa has no mountain, like maybe one mountain tops. It's like 1,000 feet, maybe. It's not even a mountain, basically. But yeah, and it has beaches, and it has and you're within an hour and a half of both.
Right.
Depending on where you want to go.
We have all 4 seasons.
You have all 4 seasons, which, and by the way, it's much more mild than Iowa. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Minus 35 with the 50 mile an hour wind.
Yeah, right.
Isn't fun to be out trying to get the cows in to keep them from freezing. I will say that. That's, I think, bless my brother every single day for being the farmer that he is. He took over the farm for me.
Wow.
he's been doing it ever since. So it's been amazing. But New Hampshire's home. New Hampshire's a great place. New Hampshire it's kind of the mixture of almost everything, if you will. And, I lived in Massachusetts for a little while with my now wife, and I moved up here because there was more job opportunities up here than there were where we lived at the time. So,
do you live here in Derry?
I live in Pelham,
okay,
actually, right near the border, and it's been. And by the way, in Pelham, there are two great spots, which one of them is the Yoke Grill.
I've heard of the Yoke.
Yeah, and a lot of people will talk about that. The original spot for the Yoke is in Pelham, and literally right across the street is Kalari, and the owners of Kalari.
Kalari?
Kalari Taverna and Bar. Yep. And if I've been to Greece, and I was trying to remember the area around the Acropolis, that it's essentially a walking area where everybody goes, tourist or not, to go out for a night to eat or to shop, something like that. And there was a couple of places there that were they had this ceiling that had like cross beams with a little bit of vegetation on top, that sort of thing. That's exactly the vibe of Kalari.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly the same. And the food is exactly what I had in Athens.
Is that with a C? Kalari?
Kelari. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And Anna,
we loved Greece when we went.
Yeah.
Just got to be careful for the pickpocketers in Athens.
Yeah, was that?
Pickpocketers.
Oh, yeah. That was...
I had my wallet stolen in Athens.
Yeah. In security, I've learned how to avoid that a little bit. Maybe
I know exactly when it happened. It was totally my fault.
And by just the way you stand, like for example, with my wife, you have to, the purse is on the inside of the walking. You don't let anybody bounce through you, that sort of thing. There's a lot of ways you can do that. And I lived in Europe for 4 years, so I did understand how to do that. So that was all the stuff we did. We didn't get pickpocketed. What can I say? I wish more people would know these things.
Well, after it happened to me, believe me, now I wear the crossbody right here.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was our second night there.
Yep. And I would recommend going to Athens to anybody, though. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Especially the right time of year. Don't go when it's too hot. Go like fall or spring if you can.
We went like in May, and it was perfect.
Exactly.
It was was amazing.
That's the right time to go.
We did Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini.
Nice. So
and the food.
Yes.
Right?
It's crazy. So my favorite was actually Corfu, interestingly enough. The island of Corfu was surprising.
I've heard about that island.
Yeah. So there is this dish, and I'm going to bring this up on purpose because I was looking for this in New Hampshire, which is called the Freddo Cappuccino. And it is, your regular, 2 shots of espresso, but then they chill the cream, the milk that they put on it, like steamed milk. They steam it and then chill it with ice cubes. And what happens is the milk stays on top and it doesn't mix with the actual espresso. What you have to do is you have to drink it directly like this, and it'll mix together as you're drinking. As you're drinking it. And the creaminess of that steamed milk mixes directly with that. And if you have a creamy, quote, creamy espresso, it's amazing. It's amazing. There's only one place in New Hampshire that does that. And it's in the Mall of New Hampshire, which is Luco Madness.
Oh, yeah. People are talking about that place, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's still been popular because it's been there now for a little bit, and you still hear lots of great things about it.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Chris came to me after a couple of people. I'm going to shout out Mike Hammersmith. He's one of our best reviewers. And a couple of other people. Jason, I think, was one of them. Like those first few days when they opened, like all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, you have Freddo Cappuccino? I was literally there within 24 hours. I was like, I went, right there, you know. So if I love something, I'm going to jump towards it. So that was a beautiful thing. The Christos Zizis is the owner, and he's a fabulous gentleman. He owns Zeus Mediterranean right there in the mall as well, and they have the vertical spits, and they're serving, you know, they're serving their dishes there as well. Yeah. It's fantastic, fantastic spot. I've gone to both places, and sometimes I'll go to one to get the Freddo cappuccino, and then the other to go get the souvlaki. So yeah, it. And I'll just eat there right there in the mall, and I'm like, this is almost as good as almost anywhere else.
Yeah, right.
So, and I love Greek food. That's something I love.
Yeah, my husband and I do too. Yeah. Very much.
Big fan.
So is there anything else that we didn't talk about today about New Hampshire Eats that you want people to know? Something maybe that you came here today hoping to say?
I will say you need to get out there and actually try places. You need to get out there and try places. I know the cost of food and going out is high. It is high. But the biggest point that I would make is instead of just going and eating everywhere or eating like huge meals for yourself, try to get out there and do like family style, sharing things, putting things together. One of the groups that came out of New Hampshire Eats came from a chef named Jessica Tabata, who actually created this other group called One of Everything Social Club. And I pushed her, as well as like some of the moderators in New Hampshire Eats, we pushed her to say, you need to try to do what you did in California, because she came from California, moved here. And I said, you need to do that. And the reason why you need to do that is because it allows more people to actually try restaurants and then go and push for it. Their favorite restaurant so far is Anatolia in Somersworth, New Hampshire. Oh, wow. Way up on the border with Maine. It's possibly the biggest hitting gem you could possibly find. And the reason why is because it's underneath the Breakfast Club 319. And it is, you have to go down a hill, turn, when you see the railroad tracks, you have to turn around, and that's the entrance to this place in the basement. Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of the best Turkish restaurants that I've ever been. I've lived in Turkey for a year and a half, and this guy comes from the exact same town, exact same city that I. And what was the name of it again? Anatolia. Mediterranean cuisine out of Somersworth. It's incredible. Love that. It's incredible. Yes. Yeah. And I think they're probably going to go back because they're still talking about that on that group. So, yeah, that's just one of the examples. I have so many more examples. I could talk forever. I love it. About food with you. I love it. I know, it's so fun. I mean, who doesn't like to talk about food? So we'll have to do it again for sure. But we're going to do a lightning round. Sure. Let's do it. We're doing a lightning round. Actually, I'm going to ask you one more question before the lightning round. Sure. So, let's go. You know, when you look at, you know, everything you've built, I mean, you've done quite a bit. You've done quite a bit. Yeah. New Hampshire Eats, Nourish New England, the Christmas market, I mean, all of it. What are you most proud of? I'm most proud of, and this is what gives me energy. I may be an introvert, but I love helping people. And I love the thank you that comes from helping people. I love the fact that they appreciate or get so excited about a new place. Like, I'll give you an example. The reason why I love Carrie Ann Adams, her and her husband are amazing. Carrie Ann gets extremely excited when she finds a really great new place. And when she went to, example, Anatolia, she went, oh my God, this is amazing. This is insane. I can't believe this. That gives me so much excitement. It's the fact that I've helped people. That's why I built all of it. It has to do with making sure that I'm helping other people. I may be a little bit weird in that way, actually. I am not exactly. I don't think that's weird at all. Was that? I don't think that's weird at all. Well, it takes a certain kind of person to do what I'm doing. Somebody who's an engineer who takes that mindset of building a structure around how can I help the most people. That's a little bit unique, because most engineers just want to build the thing. They don't sometimes they want to pass it off and say, this is my thing. Whereas I'm literally feeding it, taking care of it, actually keeping it building, keeping it going. And trying to figure out what would be the next thing to do, the best way to do it, that sort of thing. And Nourish New England really did come out of that sort of thought process. And I'm very excited to find out, what we're going to do next because,
it is
just
exciting.
The connections.
Yeah.
It's
all
been
about
insane.
connections, making relationships, making, Yep,
absolutely,
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Lightning
Yes, ma'am.
round.
Let's do it.
Quick answers.
do
Go. Best meal you ever had in New Hampshire, where and what?
Right here.
I was going to say it has to be here.
So I'm going to give you a top three. Right here was a gentleman, a previous chef that was here. He gave us, I was here for my anniversary dinner, and one of the best things that I've ever had as a dessert here in New Hampshire was this maple cashew creme brulee that he made. It was insane. It was just like, we were just sitting there like, we talked about it for an entire year afterwards. It was crazy. It's crazy. Number two was and I'm a meat eater, so it was the tomahawk steak at it's on Phantom Gourmet. It's in Cambridge. It is, why am I forgetting the name of the place? It's been there forever. Frank's Steakhouse. That's what it is.
Okay.
Frank's Steakhouse. Yeah. That was actually my birthday. We went there for that, and it was just incredible. Even my wife still talks about that. She liked it more than I did. And number three would have been the trout almondine that we had all the way up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, at it's a Tall Timber Lodge and the Rainbow Grill. Yeah, the Rainbow Grill is amazing. It's insane. Kind of a number four would actually be the duck. The seared duck breast that they had and I love this place too, which is all the way over in Walpole, New Hampshire, which is the restaurant at Burdick's. And that's an amazing spot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another incredible spot. Now, I haven't been everywhere. Sorry to people like Lee Hennessy and Chris Viaud and Lee. I'm trying to remember your last name, Lee. Sorry. But you were some of the best chefs in New Hampshire. I have not tried your places. I wish I could have. So, sorry, long answer.
What is the most underrated town for food in this state?
Exeter, New Hampshire.
Ooh.
Yep.
You were like, you.
I know right away. It's funny for me because at one point in time, I think one of them had to close. But at one point in time, there was 4 elite restaurants in Exeter, New Hampshire. Lee Frank, it was Lee Frank, that's his name. So both Lee Frank and is it Evan or Paul Hennessy? I think it's Paul Hennessy.
Evan Hennessy.
Is it Evan Hennessy?
Evan.
Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Okay. So there was 4 great restaurants there. Cornicello is still there, still awesome, and both of their restaurants are amazing. And then there is, I'm trying to remember.
So Evan, Exeter Dover.
It's Exeter. So maybe
it's not Evan.
It's Vino e Vivo, is what I'm trying to say.
Evan runs Stages.
So Stage is amazing too.
Right. Okay.
So,
okay.
But I'm sorry, I've got them mixed up. I do that a lot because there's too much data in my brain. Gotta love that. Gee, shocking.
I know.
Right? But Vino e Vivo is amazing. So they're incredible. Il Cornicello is amazing. There's 2 other ones that I'm not remembering, and I will probably respond back to those podcasts saying, here's the other 2.
I'll be texting you to get these names again. So,
and that's not the only ones either. So
wow.
Mike Welshons is from there. That's where his hometown is.
Okay.
And he loves the Trackside Cafe there in Exeter as well. And there's even more in Exeter. It's definitely surprises people how
that does surprise me because I don't think I've ever eaten in Exeter.
Right. I
like that. That. A New Hampshire restaurant that deserves way more attention than it gets.
This is one of them, but
I think I have to agree with that.
Yeah, Anatolia is another one.
I'm mad at myself. I have not
Yeah.
been back. I will be coming. This
Yeah.
is, I you know.
Yeah. I mean, I can name a list of probably 20, but Anatolia is definitely one of them for sure. Now, I will say it's probably packed all the time now. And they profusely thank us because us and Seacoast Eats, by the way, shout out to them because the fact that what they're doing is amazing for Seacoast, by the way. We both were like, oh, this is a great place. Oh my God, this is insane. So yeah, there's places like that everywhere. Stages is another example. I don't think enough people know about Stages.
I know. And he just opened up a new one.
Was that?
He just opened up a new place.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. It's kind of amazing
on my list.
how many there are.
Yeah.
I think the one that you shouted out and Michaela went to in Manchester is also what sounds like it's an amazing spot.
Oh, which one?
Starts with an A. You actually had them on your podcast, I believe. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I put you on the spot there.
No. That's going to bother me now.
It's in the back. It's like behind the streets of, I can't remember the name of it though. But I think you have an idea what I'm talking about.
No, I can't think of it. Darn.
I can't remember the name of it. Sorry.
Well, maybe it'll come to us.
But Evolution's another one. Cotton, I think, should be packed every single night.
Cotton, it usually is.
Yeah.
It's hard to get in there.
Yeah, I'm glad because that place is good.
It's amazing. It's
Yep.
amazing.
Definitely.
It is.
I would go there for it's a weird thing for me when it comes to steaks. It has to be.
Thank you.
Of course.
Has to be you can't just be a cheap steak, that sort of thing. But what Cotton does is that they have smaller steaks that are exquisite. They're amazing. And then on top of that, it's not that much money, which is really cool.
Cotton's menu
Yeah.
is amazing, and price-wise, it's amazing.
Now, I lived in the South for a little while, so I wish that people in New Hampshire would like Southern cuisine more, personally, because of the spices and the way it works. But north of NOLA won our hidden gem poll, and north of NOLA is actually a part of Ginger and Clove Cafe. It's actually the same person owns Ginger Clove, does north of NOLA pop-ups in the Seacoast, and Becky McCune actually went there and tried it, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." So I would say when it comes to hidden gems, and this has been a long answer, check our votes, check our voter stuff.
Alibi.
The Alibi bar. Yep. That's
Alibi
it.
Aftermath. Have you
Alibi
been?
Aftermath. Yep.
You went?
Michaela did. And
Okay,
she hasn't stopped singing the praises of that place. And Kim, by the way, Kimberly Ann, another amazing moderator. She lives in Manchester. She walks to all this stuff.
And the owner, Mike, I don't think his is aired yet. His podcast I don't think aired yet.
Yeah, but you actually said that you went. So
Yeah. No, I had done a reel on it.
Yeah.
And wait, you have to listen to the podcast because he is such a good guy.
Beautiful.
Humble.
Yeah.
Just a great guy. I mean, and
Awesome.
just wants, those are the ones you really want to make it, you know?
Yeah. Andy's another example of that.
Yeah.
And Alana, actually, both of them. So
Love that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, you kept saying A, and I'm like, hey. I'm like, oh my gosh, Alibi Aftermath.
that's it.
Yep. And in a little sketchy part of town, but
it's like what they say about tacos. The best tacos are in the sketchiest parts of town.
exactly. Hey, poutine or lobster roll?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh. So I just went to Duck Fat for the poutine. And I just went to High Roller for the lobster roll.
Ooh,
in Portland,
we did that
Maine.
too.
Yeah, I went to both. All right, I'm going to shout out Hollis House of Pizza because their poutine is the best in the state.
Really?
Yes, it is. Ben is a part of the Poutine Fest crowd. He goes to all the Poutine Fests, and he's been a judge. He was a judge with me in Vermont.
And what was the name of that place again?
Hollis House of Pizza,
Hollis House of
Hollis, New Hampshire.
Wow.
They do poutine every day, and their poutine won New Hampshire Poutine Fest last year, and it is definitely one of the best I've ever had.
Wow.
Lobster rolls, McLuhan's Lobster Shack, all the way up in South Thomaston, Maine, way the heck up there, but it is literally off the boat, off the water. Like, you can't get better than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
The New Hampshire Eats post that made you say, "This is exactly why I do this."
Oh, I'm going to actually look it up.
Okay, that's fine.
We pinned it.
Okay, I love that.
It was legitimately one of my favorite posts of all time.
I love that.
It was a person who, if this works, and it may not work because I have currently airplane mode on. All right, let's try this again. So there was a gentleman who couldn't afford to go out to eat. With it, and he had his anniversary was coming up, and he wanted to know where to go for like a cheap meal, that sort of thing. And we legitimately, he got offered 4 or 5 free meals, got additional meals given to him, straight up given to him. It was insane how much was actually put in place there.
I didn't see that one. I definitely would have contributed. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Richard Chamberlain is his name. Sorry to call you out, sir, but that was pretty awesome what happened to you. And it was in 2024. I have the post up now. So Charlie's in Goffstown.
This is the post that Phil Meyer makes him think, why you do this.
Yeah. So Sarah from Charlie's offers a meal. Booba Noodle Bar offers a meal. I can't remember. I guess Tandy's, I think, was helping them out. They went to Beefside. They literally got beef brisket. They've got, they went to a theater show, and it was easy, cheap
that's
theater
awesome.
And he was just like, couldn't thank us enough for the help that everybody did. And that's, again, I get energy out of people helping other people. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
Anymore.
That was one. I'm going to add another one, and this was the reason why we started Nourish New England was somebody who was homeless. Now, she didn't say this at the time, but she was asking for a cheap meal in Manchester, and it brings a tear to my eye sometimes. So I have to kind of manage my emotions a little here. But she was talking about, just a cheap meal. I only have $10 to spend, that sort of thing. And a lot of jerks came in and started talking like, what are you talking about? You need to spend more money than that to be able to get a good meal anywhere. And then I found out, while I'm talking to you from the library in Manchester because I don't have internet, I don't have a house, I'm homeless, I have $10 to my name, and I just want to enjoy one meal. That was kind of one of the catalyst moments for us to say, okay, we need to do more, help people. And thankfully, again, somebody offered a free meal to her, which I thought was amazing. So again, this comes down to people helping people.
Right.
I see this all the time. There's so many places where you can get help, by the way, if you are listening to this. And if you can't, and if you don't know where to find it, come talk to me. Got it?
Reach out. There you go. Love it. Something on a New Hampshire menu you wish would just go away.
Oh, that's a tough one. What do I wish would actually go away? Just regular things out of a regular menu. I mean, to me, I'm not a fan of, what am I least a fan of? I guess I would go with things that are too sweet. I'm just going to say those words. Things that are too sweet. I was ready for the rapid fire question from Ben that you gave Brent about savory, sweet, like all that stuff. I'm actually an umami and a savory guy. So if you give me something,
savory.
Yeah, if you give me something that's too sweet, then I'm really going to be like, no, I'm not a fan of that. So
that's how I am too.
yeah, so that's really where I'll go.
So actually, this, I think I probably know the answer to this. Maple syrup on everything or leave it for pancakes?
It depends. So maple syrup creme brulee is pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. So it depends. So maple syrup is on that right there. So
That's true.
Maple syrup is in some of the wines in New Hampshire. I'm not going to say where, but I was able to pick those out for a couple of wineries that were just starting out in 2009. And that's where I started getting that idea of like, oh, you're actually a super taster. You can actually taste things that you aren't supposed to taste in food. So people, I started out with like that piece of being able to help, like saying, okay, you have this really weird flavor underneath your actual regular flavor profile. You might want to get rid of that, and then you're going to sell a lot more. Ends up that most cases I was right. So, yeah, not always. Taste, you can be faked out by your taste buds. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
So
is there anything that you want to add to any of this that we didn't cover that you want people to know about New Hampshire Eats, about Nourish New England?
Nourish New England is looking for opportunities, volunteers, looking for people who are really invested in that concept of helping other people in a meaningful way. And really what we do is we put on events. We put on, we actually do a lot of charity work. Like, for example, literally on Cinco de Mayo, we're actually putting on an ice cream social for the Founders Academy. And, and we have, wanted to shout out both New Hampshire Donut Company and Creative Cones for partnering with us on that. So that is an example of what I'm talking about. It's more about, connections. It's about how can I help? If you're more like that sort of person where you want to be able to help, that's who we're looking for. If you have the time, that's also the point that I should make about New Hampshire Eats. New Hampshire Eats is really there not for reviews. A lot of people use it for reviews, don't get me wrong, but it's not there for just reviews. It's to help the entire food and beverage industry of New Hampshire. That's the goal. And a lot of people get that wrong.
Yeah.
And, people really need to kind of have this idea that, if you walk in with humility, you're going to get a lot more out of it. You get more with honey than you do with salt, right?
Yeah.
That old saying. That's what I go by. That's what everybody on the team goes by. And wanted to say thank you, by the way, to all of you, because without you, we're just a podunk little group that's, helping out people, one spot or another. Not, the gigantic group that legitimately every time I search for New Hampshire food on Google, or you name it, search engine, Bing, whatever, we're literally like the top 5 thing that shows up. We're not, we wouldn't be there without you. Put it that way.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So true. So true.
Yeah.
Phil, this has been so fun. Thank you so much for sitting with me. I can foresee more times that we'll be able to do this too.
Yeah. Definitely want to do this again, and I want to do this with more people.
For sure.
I would. We'll probably talk about that after.
Yeah.
But I think there's opportunities for bringing in more of the team, especially, and maybe actually talking a little bit more about what their lives were like too.
I love it. I love it. So everybody go find Nourish New England, go find New Hampshire Eats. If you're not already in it, go look up what Phil's doing at New Hampshire, at nourishnh.org. nourishne.org. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And figure out how you can be a part of it, because this is the kind of community work that actually makes a difference. And for everyone watching and listening, Beyond the Plate, follow us, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. New episodes go up every Tuesday, and be sure to look out for Phil's episode. I can't wait. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Fun.